I see, you know, it sounds to many people ridiculous, but I see the hand of the devil, for sure. If it is true that modern weapons are so accurate and so precise, and if children, residential areas, buses, buildings, accommodation are being struck, then it has to be 100% deliberate. So this is a satanic death cult. Russia, magnificent, fantastic. Every single thing is just the opposite of what we are either told. I will fight like a madman after what I've seen here. I've been fighting for 3.5 years to tell conservatives in the West that what we're being told is wrong. Now that I've seen it for myself, the deliberate NATO, and it's NATO, bombings of the city, 16 warheads just in front of my hotel a couple of nights back. Now really I'm angry and I will fight like a madman.
So Simon, it's always a pleasure to meet good people here in this square. Right before our interview, I gave you the story of this place. It's important for me because here I recorded interviews with one of my greatest friends, prominent Russian war correspondent Vladlen Tatarsky. Now, 3 and even more years after this, we talk here with you. The city is different, it's calmer now. Thank God, and this place is very special because in this Shakhterskaya or coal miner square we have an Orthodox church, a monument to coal miners, a huge business building, and now it's safe enough for children to do the skating. Thank God. Is it your first place here in Donbass?
I was in Moscow and then went to Arkhangelsk for a bit, back to Moscow, and now here.
So what is your first impression of this land? I mean, Russia in general and Donbass in particular.
Russia, magnificent, fantastic. Every single thing is just the opposite of what we are either told or what is subtly insinuated to us in the West. Everything in Russia generally. And it's fantastic. Here is a little bit difficult, a little bit frustrating, because the night that I arrived, 16 warheads fell just on the other side of my hotel, and yesterday morning I was woken by drones flying past the hotel very low, and I've come to understand that there are no military installations here. So each day I get a little bit more angry as I see that NATO, and I know that it's NATO because of the satellite reconnaissance, the target acquisition, the implements themselves, and the coding for the implements are all in NATO hands. So what I'm experiencing daily is that NATO is attacking civilians in this beautiful little town where everybody is friendly, everybody's helpful, everybody's kind, and it's playing a little bit with my brain.
Here, war came more than 12 years ago, or about 12 years ago. What do you see in locals? What do you see in people here?
I have seen some people who seem to have switched something off somehow. I see others who have, I've read about this my whole life, but never seen it, a ghost in their eyes. But what is strange for me is how normal so many people are. I'm sure that if I had lived through what they've lived through, I don't think I would be normal. I don't think me personally. So it's a complete education, the people.
You're from South Africa. What brings you here, I mean, to Russia, to the war zone?
I work for an organization that is fundamentally very conservative Christian, and therefore we have a healthy skepticism about much of the New World Order. And to give you an example, during the COVID We were told that the world was dying, and I did my very best to get out during the lockdowns and to witness somebody dying in the shops near me, and nobody would die for me. After some time, I realized it was another huge lie. And along came the special military operation, and every fortnight I do an interview on World Broadcasting Network, quite a big interview, a few million live listens. And very early on, I began saying to the woman who hosts that interview, something is wrong. The way I'm hearing about the special military operation is the way that I heard about COVID and the way that I heard about the vaccinations. And again, as an example, Russia comes up with a great vaccination. No, we don't need it. And I said to her, something is very, very wrong. So I applied myself to the subject. I put in many hours every day to try to understand better. And for some years, I've been speaking constantly about this thing. What they are telling us is not true. By now, it's absolutely clear. And somebody must have heard me along the way. And a member of the Duma in Moscow got hold of me and he said, perhaps you should come and have a look for yourself. And so I got some money, came to have a look for myself, and I'm very glad that I did. Best thing I ever did.
So, as a spiritual person, as a believer, what do you see in this current conflict
I see, you know, it sounds to many people ridiculous, but I see the hand of the devil, for sure. If it is true that modern weapons are so accurate and so precise, and if children, residential areas, buses, buildings, accommodation are being struck, then it has to be 100% deliberate. So this is a satanic death cult. And I know for many people this sounds like nonsense talk, but I can't say that I see something else. I don't see what the commentators on YouTube are seeing. You know, they're scratching their heads about, oh, could it be for this reason? Could it be for that reason? Donald Trump, Joe Biden, negotiations, weapons. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing a commitment to an unnecessary war that has been methodically provoked from 1991, James A. Baker III, I think 9th of February, that document, and then Bill Clinton saying to Boris Yeltsin's face, we are going to expand anyway. This progressive antagonism, I see a parallel with what's happening in Gaza, and I think that everything that comes out of the West now, everything, is just a lie to facilitate another move. I don't think that the ceasefire and what have you that they're talking about now and restriction of weapons supplies to Ukraine is going to be any more true than anything else that happened along the way. Yeah, there might be a lessening of weapons, but then something else bigger will happen. That's what I'm seeing. I know to many people it's strange, but I see something satanic here.
A lot of people from different parts of the world, Europe, United States, Latin America, Middle East, who come here, they all say that Russia is probably the last big Christian country that is at least partly independent. What do you think about that?
The idea that Russia is the Ketechin, the last bulwark against the Antichrist that the Kabbalists say has to come this year, such a preposterous, absurd proposition is looking to be more and more. Certainly, the West is not remediable. It can't be remedied. How will you turn back the clock in the USA if, for instance, the great anti-LGBTQ guy appoints a man who's married to a man as the secretary of his treasury, and all of MAGA accepts it? to turn back that clock, to make France, to undo the France of the Olympic Games opening of last year, to repair the United Kingdom of 2025 to some state of decency. I don't think, sadly, because I love being of European origin, I don't think that the West can be remedied. I don't think that such a thing is possible, and for sure it has never happened in history. Which by logical deduction means that Russia is the last hope of Christianity, with some friends. There's Hungary, and we can talk about maybe Serbia a little bit, or Slovakia, but in simple terms, as ridiculous as it sounds, I don't see it another way. I don't see evidence for anything else.
What do you think about Orthodoxy? Because Russia has a very special type of Christianity, not obvious and not known by many people in the West. Have you heard anything? Have you experienced everything? What do you see? What do you think, priests and churches?
For me, it's a complicated subject because I was born and raised a Roman Catholic, which has some greater similarity to Orthodoxy in spite of 1054 and Hagia Sophia and what have you, than to Protestantism. But when the pedophilia scandal came out, I vomited the church out of my mouth. I'm sorry to say that, but it's unforgivable. So my relationship with the older strands of the Christian faith is it's a difficult thing, but in a superficial sense, in just the ordinary man's sense, eyes, nose, ears, the churches are magnificent. The people are pious. And now even if I go near a church, I'll even walk 250 meters to find a place to put my cigarette and then walk past the church. There's a sort of a strange peacefulness. I went to the military cathedral in Moscow, or outside Moscow, and I've been to a number of other churches. And so in doctrinal terms, I wouldn't like to really answer your question. It's too complicated for me. But in the simple man terms, it's a special experience. It's beautiful. I was at Nikolskaya. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Do you see these banners here and these?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I give you this as a present. It's the oldest battle banner of Russians. It's about 1,000 years old, and it was used back in pre-Mongolian times. Technically, it's the first flag of Russia, the banner with Christ, with our Lord. And now, this is the main uniting symbol here in SMO, because all different kinds of troops, soldiers, officers voluntarily put it as a symbol of what they are fighting for.
You see, you can never find this in the West. Spasibo balshoy. Spasibo balshoy. Thank you very much. And where will I find something like this? In Australia, Canada, Sweden. So, yeah. Thank God bless you for the gift.
Thank you for being brave and coming here, and please tell the truth to the world about what's happening here, about Russia and about our people and our faith.
I will fight like a madman after what I've seen here. I've been fighting for 3.5 years to tell conservatives in the West that what we're being told is wrong. Now that I've seen it for myself, the deliberate NATO, and it's NATO, bombings of the city, 16 warheads just in front of my hotel a couple of nights back. Now really I'm angry, and I will fight like a madman for exactly what you ask.
Godspeed. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.